to hide.
Welcome to Transcend Money Community. Be ready because the order book is hot, and we can have a surprise here. Let's analyze the price of Bitcoin in detail because we have a lot of money compared with yesterday. Obviously, we have this week that is also hot because we have. Sorry, what happened? Because we have a lot of macroeconomic data. This is in UK time. So we have the Federal Reserve, the Japan inflation. So this week is hot, and we can see it in the order book. And let's analyze the order book. What I can see, the three most likely scenarios. Because look, what do we have here? A beautiful 65,000, a top one in the order book. Is hot? No, it's not hot. 30 minutes of age, but at least we start to see the 65 that is getting hot. So this is one scenario that the order book is telling us that there are some investors that expect soon to go to 65. But and why am I saying that? Because there are 532 bitcoins for 65, 510. But which is the order scenario? The ones that we have got is 61,250, 6250, and 59,500. Okay. So yesterday, beautiful as always. I'm gonna share my TradingView chart with the link I give you in the chat. So you can click in this link that I left in the chat, and you can see exactly this chart with my lines, my support and resistance. So yesterday we were here and we were mentioning that we can have a correction, blah, blah, blah. And my short was from here, so I didn't took it. But I know some of you, at least in the Spanish channel, you took the short from here. So congratulations, because this was like something around 2-3%. So 20-30% at 10x. So congratulations, and let's see what happened today, because this can go very hot. So we mentioned the 65 low probabilities but start to appear, and then 61, 60, middle 60, let's say, in my opinion, the most likely scenario, with 3-4%, between 3 and 4.5% up from the current price. And then we have the other scenario that we don't have to forget. The pessimist scenario, we can see, is not very hot because the updates or the hits or the people that is trading these prices, there are not so many, but it's 47,000, 47,500. That is all the time around. So what that means from my point of view is that there are some investors that they are betting that could come a bad situation. You can call it like the monkey health issue or war or some bad news from the Federal Reserve or the Japan inflation or whatever it is. So are the bets, but for me they are not really hot yet. They are appearing for so many days that this is just for me like a good opportunity, right? And then we have some other ones that are a little bit more pessimistic. And why I'm saying that? Because it's 800 Bitcoins, 600 Bitcoins. So probably at some point we're going to reach that point. High probability, I don't think so, but still there, right? Let's see. The next news are going to be for balance of trade in Japan, Federal Open Market Committee, the FOMC. And then I repeat, this is from UK time. And then the good one is going to be the inflation rate Thursday in UK, 11:30 p.m. I think this is can be shaky. Hopefully not, but this can shake a lot the markets. So the forecast is increase the interest rate, increase the inflation again. And then we have Powell. So this week is like full of macro news, so we can expect volatility. And the order book is telling us this is the story, right? Low probability, 65,000, 47,000, but still there. And they are right now not so hot, but still there. In fact, the 65 are hotter, or more traders see the 65 than the 47 right now. Why I'm saying that? Because the how many trades there are, but by quantity there are bigger investors in the 47, right? Why is that? Because it's double the movement, right? 65 is 10% up, and 47 is 20% down. So for that reason, I guess there are more money in the 47 because it's a biggest movement, right? It's 500 Bitcoins against 883. So that are the extreme situations, scenarios, and again, 6160 is the most probable scenario in my opinion. And then from the pessimist side, I think the 56 are right now the most trade with 113 trades or limit orders. So for me, that means sorry, I read the chart and I was thinking about what you write in the chart. So the 56 good. I think 300 Bitcoins is quite good. And then we have also the 55 450, but these are like cold there because it's just 3 hits, and the last limit order was 24 minutes ago. So we have a lot of movement in the order book, especially that means volatility. That's super good. And in my opinion, we're gonna write down now the supports and resistance, and then we're gonna think about which are the best strategies. So if I'm going to the chart, I can see Tomako and also David and Marti. Welcome, Marti. So let's go for it. Let's see. Let me know in the comments down below in the chat. What do you think about the market right now, and which is your your best bet right now for the market? And then I would like to talk about that every day I'm doing a new video. It is clear to me that we have to go. The strategies have to be more advanced to handle the probabilities of the market. So what I'm thinking right now is that in fact the capital of investment should be distributed in several strategies to take profit of different scenarios, right? So let's say, for example, if we have 1,000 to invest, $1,000. So one scenario that we should consider maybe is the $47,000 or 42, whatever you want. So that is the monkey, Third World War, whatever. It's a very bad scenario and very fast, right? So maybe this is one scenario where part of the capital have to be ready to take profit of that. Another one is that the war or the bad scenario is not arriving. So we have right now a plus 11% up, right? So that should be another strategy, and splitting the capital depending the probabilities we think one or the other thing is gonna occur. I don't know if you can say that in English. In the following hours or days, right? And then the other one to just not scalping, but almost scalping, no? Because why? In my opinion, we are now in a super important support right now. As you know, for me, is very significant and is coming from the end of February. And for me, this, you know, is the handle of the cap that is bringing us to the 120K. So if we manage to bounce, probably if the geopolitical situation and the health situation still more or less stable, I think we have a chance of half a bounce. But if any macro data or like instantly we have news about these topics, then we can have a big retracement. So the thing here is how we can deploy capital with different strategies where we can take the maximum benefit from different situations, and if the market is going against us, not against us, if some scenario occur, how we can take the maximum profit without taking too much loss trying to cover another scenario. This is how I'm start to thinking right now. But for now, let's do the top 3 strategy. In my opinion, right now is the most stable, and let's go for that. Let me check in the phone also, just in case I don't have updates in the chat. Okay, let's go here. Fantastic. So let's go for it. I'm gonna go for 1 hour, and then let's go to take some prices from the order book, right? So here we go. Right now, which are the hotter ones? Is the top 3 with 61,250, 4.6% up. Then we have the, I would say, the 60,250 with 2% up in this case, and the 59,500. So here is where I think the most immediate resistance. Okay, and let's draw these ones, because the 65 they are there, but I think what they expect first is that the price of Bitcoin take energy in this position or going a little bit lower to push to the 65. I know that maybe Tomako is thinking that is gonna bounce here. Also, is that possible? But okay, let's write the resistance first. So I have the 61,250, that this is gonna be, oh, this is quite high. It's 200 Bitcoins, 62,250. And let me know if you saw something between yesterday's video and today's video in the order book, and you have some tips if you want to share. You can let us know also on the chat. By the way, I'm really curious. There is someone that is not from the Spanish channel. Can you write in the comments on the chat? So 200 Bitcoins to pixels, and then I'm gonna take the 6250. This is 3% up. 6250. This is quite close. But look at this. Even for the 59, we have 100 Bitcoins, so they don't want to let it pump right now. But of course, in the next hours, that can change. But I think here we have an important resistance, 160. And then probably we'll go for the 59,500. 129. And look at this one. This one, the 59,500 was traded 147 times, and there are 130 Bitcoins. So it's not really strong. It's not really strong. And because you know, for me a significant amount of liquidity is 200 bitcoins up from 200 to higher value. And then so let me see, just a second, let me just go here. Okay, more or less. So this is 130 bitcoins. Okay, so here we have the volatility that the markets predict, I think. And the 147, what it seems to me is that is a well trade from small investors. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go for the version 3 of the website, so where we can see the accumulated liquidity or how much it costs to move the price to a specific region. So right now we are 58, so I have to go 57 in the bottom, and then here I'm gonna go probably 61,000, or I'm gonna put 62. Okay, so here we have the accumulated liquidity until this price, right? So I'm gonna wait just a second to update the order book, because right now there are processed 3,000 prices for the sellers, and so as you know, these ones are basically the liquidity walls from the sellers, from the buyers, and these ones are the trades. If they are red, that means that they are aggressive sellers, and if they are green, means that they are aggressive buyers, and it depends of the longitude of this vertical line is more or less quantity that was traded. Tomako is saying, I'm using the order book to I have always the heart here and I cannot see it, but the order book to up stop loss and take profit, and my day trading very useful. Thank you very much, Tomako. Okay, anyway, so so we have here the 6840, but of course now just this is real time, so it's since I update the website, so I should wait a little bit more. So we have now 61,250, that is the one we have in the old one, because I think you know already, and look how we have this new one here. And I want to do something like we can track anytime that is change, there is a new limit order, that this one, right? So the 61,250, you have the price here, 61,250 is this one, right? Yes. So this one, you see, 3 times they change the price, the liquidity, but we cannot see it here because it's more or less the same color. And in fact, it's just $1,800, the last limit order that they put in the order book, so it's not so significant. What is interesting to me, now there are 5,000 prices updated. That is what we were saying, right? So we have 61,250, this one, approximately, and then we have the 60, this was 6250, and this was 59,500. So now we have these two, 16,790, that is around here, and 840. So they are like very close at 0.2%, 6790 and 6840. So this can be a significant resistance. So for that reason, especially if you are in a trade, I recommend you to follow in real time the order book to see if there is any change of sentiment in the market, no? To have the last real-time sentiment of the market. And here we have up to the top 50 prices with more liquidity, right? Okay, so more or less I'm gonna keep it. This you can argue that can go between 60,800 and 60,250, but I'm gonna keep it like here. Okay, so it's more or less this range. if you have the version 3, you can see it in real time here, and you can see very clearly where are the liquidity walls, right? The green is about 200 something Bitcoins around. And we can see here all the stops, right? Okay, so let's go for the supports. Let's go for the supports. The supports, we have again the 47,500, but this is new. You see it's hit number 1. And what I forgot is about the liquidity. So to increase the price of Bitcoin 4.5%, we need $200 million or 3.7 thousand Bitcoins. That means to me that today is very cheap to increase the price. Today is very cheap to increase the price. Basically, the 200 millions are for the 3.7, 3.8% up in the price. 200 million. So it's about around 100 million per 1% up to 4%, and for 4% to 4.5 is just like $20 million. So today is more or less like, yeah, I would say 100 million per 1%. So it costs $100 million to raise the price of Bitcoin 1%, around that. Okay, so with that, we're gonna check the same for the pessimist, right? So to bring the price, so it's a little bit more expensive to bring the price down. We can see to bring the price up 4.4% to 61 to 50, we need $240 million more or less to bring it up. But to bring it down 4.5%, we need like $270 million. So it's a little bit more expensive to bring the price down. Okay, so let's go for the supports, right? So we have 7 hits for the 55, 7 hits for the 56, and with 300 and 179 Bitcoins. And you need like 270 millions, 300 millions to bring down the price to 56, 55. So I think that can be quite easy to move the price there. And then to bring the price 47,500, 380 millions right now. Obviously, if the prices start to go down, it's gonna need more liquidity. And all this, we are preparing the website to process all this data and save it in a historical database where we can go back and try to find patterns in the data to see if we can take some advantage or some alpha. Okay, so let's go for the next one. I'm gonna go for the 56 clearly right now. 56 is the next support, and this one is with 300 Bitcoins. For me is quite significant, 300 Bitcoins. So that will be a drop of 4.4% at a cost of 270 million around right now. To have this 270 million compared with 4.4% and the normal volume of Bitcoin, we can have a probability scenario, right? By the way, now that I'm saying about the volume, let me check how much is the volume. By the way, you know, this is the Transcend Money website, right? So what I would like to check is how much volume we move in the last 24 hours, right? So let me reload just in case. Sometimes when we are a lot of people, it's a little bit slower. So we move $11.6 billion. So it's very little volume for today with 2.5 million trades. So that means that we can have a big move. If normally it's like 20 something billions per day. And today's Monday, so today was very relaxed Monday for the average volume in Bitcoin. Obviously we are in summertime and that can affect, but even in summertime we had days of $30 billion. So the next one, we were talking about the 55, that this is practically in the same position, right? Because this is just around 1.6% down, 55. So this could be a interesting block to turn around the market, right? In case we're going down here. So, and then I have to decide if I'm going for the 57,605 or I consider that 47,500, they have a important chance, right? So, we have 158. This has 5 trades. Let me check the one that we have longer connected. So we have the 47,500 recently, like 4 minutes ago. I'm gonna consider that a scenario, right? 47,500. And what we miss right now is the probabilities, right? As I draw the information right now, I don't write in the chart any information about the probabilities, right? And in fact, maybe more precise than probability will be liquidity. How much liquidity, how much bitcoins they have to buy or sell to move the price until that position, right? And now we're gonna check the version 1 of the website, because I want to show you something also. So 47,500 will be here, right? No, sorry, 47. I decide 47,500. Yes. So 500 will be here, a little lower than yesterday. So this will be the range. So it's more bearish than bullish, in my opinion, right now, for the next hours. So what do we have in the version 1? In the version 1, we have also a kind of chart with the candles where we can see where are the supports and resistance, right? Plus what we want to prepare, that is the evaluation of different strategies. So right now we are loading the prices, but if you want to do an example, will be something like this, where we have the top 1, top 2, top 3, the percentage delta, the amount of bitcoins, and the dollars. So this is something similar I would like to do, like I do manually, but automatically with the new version of the website, right? Okay, so this is the range. This is the range. And here is the tricky part, right? For everyone. I don't know. Let me know in the chat which are your strategies right now. But from one side, let me go to this version, let's say. No, in fact, I want to go to the third version where we have the liquidity, the accumulated liquidity until the price, right? So let's go for 57 and 61. Okay, so the thing is, like, the price is gonna move depending of how many aggressive buyers and sellers against the order book, right? So that's in another way is to say the same thing. Is like the people that has bitcoins and they want to sell. So it is what we say in this, the market sentiment, right? Why the price of 58,600 we have now? Because some people with bitcoins, they sold it for that price, so they think they're willing to sell for that price, right? And there are some buyers that they're willing to buy at that price. And so basically the aggressive buyers and sellers, they take the liquidity from the order book, right? So what I mean is, like, the price can be moved quite easily in two ways. With aggressive buyers or sellers, so with money you can change the price, but it depending of the sentiment of the market, it's gonna cost you more or less. And this is what we're trying to measure. We're trying to measure how much it will cost for the market makers to move the price right now. And with that, also we have like the market sentiment, right? The people that has bitcoins and the people that want to buy bitcoins, how many there are and how many bitcoins and dollars they have, right? So with that information, I think what we can extrapolate is a little bit where are the liquidity walls, where right now the market thinks that the is a fair price, right? But we have different kind of investors, obviously, because everyone bought Bitcoin at different price and have different amount of Bitcoin. So what I want to say with that, basically, how do we manage this uncertainty about how the market sentiment is going to change in the next hours just because the news? Because why someone want to sell the Bitcoin is because they need the liquidity, they need the USDT right now, so they cannot check the price, just they go in buy market. They are the aggressive sellers. And then we have people that they want to sell the Bitcoins and they think, okay, I think the fair price is like whatever, 65,000, 61,250. And that's the sentiment of the market. And for me, that's quite fascinating, because for that reason, we can see in the order book what the investors think. And what the investors think is like the pessimists, they think that the price can move in a range of 16%. And in fact, I'm not precise, because what it means is like there are people that they can wait. They want to buy Bitcoin, but they wait for the price of Bitcoins to drop 16%. That this can be tomorrow, next week, or after next week, right? And they're willing to froze money at that quantity. And from the other side is people that has Bitcoins and they say that they want to sell Bitcoins higher, right? And there are investors that they want to sell their Bitcoins in a range of 7%, and these are investors with high liquidity. So with this information, for me, from my experience, and the people that is from the Spanish channel, they can tell us, this top 3 normally is quite accurate. Can be in the top 1 to top 2, top 3, depending how strong are the market circumstances, right? If we have the monkey issue, if we have the third world war or some rockets or whatever, obviously people can get more scared or less scared. So we have to manage that situations, right? But I think, from my experience, that this range is the most probable scenario, right? Even if there is a war or whatever, have to be very strong to pass this range. So the point here is like, we have to manage this uncertainty, right? If nothing happen extraordinary, probably we're gonna move around this range, right? If there are bad news, maybe we're gonna move a little bit lower, and if there are very bad news, we can drop very badly, right? To 47, maybe 20%. And if there are good news, or maybe even not news, good news can be just something about the Japanese yen or the traditional markets, right? That they make all-time high, or there is they're gonna start to print money or whatever. So this is the uncertainty I think we have to manage, and we have to find strategies that let us handle our position in the market, right? Because I don't know you, but I'm right now like 85% in crypto, in spot, and the rest is fiat. So I have little movement around right now. And with that also I want to say that we have to always, for the new people, that always we have to think that there is a risk that obviously they come aggressive sellers or buyers, and they move the price in a big move, right? But right now this is my scenario. So for me, one strategy will be to place or buy order at 47,500 along, right? That will be one strategy, but this is low probability. Another strategy is to enter long in 56 or 55. That will be higher probability, but a little bit more risk. and maybe it don't happen because now we are in this support at 58 right now, but we have 58 759 that there are right now supports, right? Okay, so means that there is some resistance already. 159 and 108 bitcoins, and then obviously if we sell here is because we think it's gonna go down, no? So right now for me the most probable scenario, I know that some of you you think that it's gonna bounce here, and why we would say that? Well, maybe because these two positions, this 65,000 is quite powerful right now. We have 5 hits, so the 65 is still this scenario that we marked yesterday with this blue because it was kind of cold, but this 65 is an scenario, that's for sure, because right now it's getting hotter. You see, it's like 5 hits, and 2 minutes ago was updated. So you see the 65, if they getting updated, especially if there is with big quantity, and here we can see that they tried to cheat us, or it's a small investor. So a small investor with $260, because this 65,000 2 minutes ago had a new limit order. Or in fact, no, they cancel a limit order of $260 in futures. That can be 10x, just $26. So that is not very significant then for me. So I think the medium strategy will be to enter here 56.55 long, in my opinion, and the other one will be to enter in a market here, but this is more risky because we are in a support, to try to go for the 65, right? And right now we don't have the 47, we have 50s. So for me will be I will manage these two scenarios, and maybe I will split my capital in 2 different strategies or 2 different setups. One with less quantity. Probably I will share my capital between here with less capital, here a little bit more capital, and here the rest for long, in my opinion. Okay, and we take the risk of some like really bad scenario, like we say, like the monkey or the Third World War. That will be one scenario. Another one that will be riskier is to think that it's gonna break to here and then to place a short. But then if we do a short from the 58, there are so many 57. I prefer to. I don't see that. I think it's too risky here to, yeah. And if you do this short, then I will do a scalping with a stop loss protection. I prefer to enter long in these positions right now. Maybe split in these 3, and the RSI 1 hour is neutral, so it's I will go long here better, I think. What do you thinking to do? Let me know in the chat. And let's check also Solana. By the way, how many people of you like some other kind of blockchain apart of Solana? Because for Solana, let me check. I saw today this comparison. I don't know. That they check Solana with Sui, Aptos, Sonic, Say, Hyperliquid. And I was quite shocked that Sui is 300k TPS. But the thing is, like, you cannot use Sui in USDT yet. This is another thing that I don't understand why if it's so good, why they don't use it. USDT. And Aptos is also not very common in the exchanges. Sonic also neither, and neither Say. So it's more like second layers of Ethereum. So still I'm going for Solana, but I'm gonna start to check other blockchains that they are fast and cheap to invest. Let me know if you like some blockchain apart of Solana that you think can pump. So let's go for Solana very quickly, and let's see. Wow, this is quite slow. Yesterday, wow, this was so beautiful. I'm gonna share again my TradingView chart in the chat. Here we go. And for Solana, yesterday was spectacular. We were here. We went. This was live yesterday in the Spanish channel. That we, before the correction, we saw it in the order book, and just we were mentioning, yeah, here is gonna have a resistance. Let me check, where was that? I think it was here. Yes. So we were going up here, and we saw this resistance. We make a correction. We make the second bounce. And this was so interesting that we saw it live. People that is from the Spanish channel, they can confirm. And then we went to retest again, and finally we lost it. This that executed the resistance. And then, so funny, not so funny, so precise, that we went to catch up the support, right? Let me see if I can find it. So far we went. What the? Okay, here we are, and then we went to pick up with the what's going on with the support, right? We didn't touch. We had the support here from yesterday. We were at 0.2 from the support we had yesterday. Not bad, not bad. Okay, so let's go today and let's see what supports and resistance do we have. And let's see. We're gonna go to the second version of the website of Transient Money Community, and what is make me a little bit anxious that recently in the last days we have like very low prices in the top 3 for Solana. Obviously it's not very hot because just they trade 1 or 2 times, let's say 74 and 85. But I think this kind of investor is like considering that we can have a war or the monkey scenario or whatever, right? So yeah, it's quite shaky, this thing, because the 140 is 30 times, but for 20 minutes they didn't trade, and the order book is really shaky right now compared with other days, other weeks. I don't know exactly if we're getting close to the final elections, or the war, or the monkey, or the macro data that is coming, but they are crazy right now. Crazy means very spread, so that the investors are really nervous, and they're considering a wide range of movement right now, especially for the price of Solana. So let's go for the 140. This 74, no. 85, 100. No, I think it's 140, 138. Because these are the most traded. Look, 138 is 68 times, 138 times for 140. So we're gonna go for 140, 138, that they are quite trade. And it's a little bit complicated today, the Solana book, but for sure we're gonna go for the 140 and 138. And then these ones are like kind of cold. So I'm gonna go for the 100, let's say, yeah, so basically the same place, no? 140, 138, 140 will be here with 13,000, so it's very thin, and then the 138. So basically, where is the price right now? More or less, is a drop. 138 is a drop of 4.3%. That for Solana is not so much. It's a small movement. For Bitcoin, obviously, is a lot. And then I don't see another one that is hot price with a reasonable amount of liquidity. This 120 maybe, but this was traded just one time. So strange. I mean, it's very weird, this order book, in my opinion, compared with other days, right? So I'm gonna keep it like that, and then I'm gonna try to find one that is a little bit more trade. Maybe the 136. So strange. Today I don't like the order book of Solana. I'm gonna go for the 136. Wow, it's so crazy, the order book right now. After 8 million prices updated in the order book in Solana. So I don't like the I recommend you, if you wanna trade Solana, to check these two prices, the top two with $74 and the top four with $85, to see if they update or if they change the quantity. So yeah, probably I'm gonna put the 105. Look at what I'm saying, with minus 27. So there are some investors that they are really bearish right now. 105. I think this is because the geopolitical tensions and the potential health crisis, right? Where to sell short term? Yeah, that's a good point. That's a good point. Because 105 will be minus 27. Here, what I was considering is like, there are two options, right? To sell Solana for USDT or to sell Solana for Bitcoins. That maybe this is what I'm gonna do. Maybe I'm gonna sell a little bit of Solanas for Bitcoins. In case, just to consider that we have this scenario, right? That something can go wrong, and then we can make a big correction. Something can go wrong, I mean globally, right? I think the probabilities are low, but not so low. I don't follow a lot about the monkey, but here in Thailand I start to see some people with mask. I don't know. Just I think today I was shocked that I saw several people with mask. This is the thing, right? The other thing is like how we can take profit of that, because we are seeing now these prices that are, obviously these investors are betting these prices because they consider that there is not high risk. That is not, yeah, it's high risk. No, it's not high risk. It's like the probability is low, but the impact is very bad, right? So it's like a car accident, right? It's low probable to have a car accident or airplane accident, but if you have an airplane accident, then the consequences are very strong, right? So I think these investors are doing like that. There are few investors, but they are betting very hard right now for a bad scenario. So for selling, let's see, because what I start to feeling is like in the market there are this, maybe not two kind of investors, but two kind of strategies or distribution of capital between the world is gonna keep doing more or less as we go. So is this scenario, this range of limit orders, right? And then there is another investors or strategies that they consider. In this case, you can see very clear. It's like $175 is a lot. It's 21% up, but it's not so bad like the bad scenario that right now is like minus 48%, 41%. So there is like optimist investors or strategies in a range, and then like pessimist or really optimist investors in a very broad range, but is more bearish than bullish in this case, right? So this is what I'm sensing in the order book right now, that this is very significant compared with other days. It's really significant. I don't know which kind of reason is it, because I don't follow the news, but obviously some people is having a lot of fear, because we see 80, 60, 85, 74. This is not normal. This is not normal in the order book. Also, maybe we should consider that it's in Solana, because maybe they're gonna test the fire denser new client firmware for the nodes. I don't know, but it's quite significant for me today, these prices in the order book, that they are very bearish. Not really hot, because we don't have a lot of trades, but we didn't have that before. And Tomako is asking for to sell. So to sell, what I'm seeing right now, you see we have the 175, but it's like just 2 hits, and last time was 27 minutes ago. Then we have 3 hits, 30 minutes. So I will go this range probably. So plus 15%, plus 7%, 1.6% up in the price of Solana. I think that will be the range to sell. It depends the quantities and all these things, right? So I think that could be the range, if to balance a little bit the crypto USDT, to de-risk a little bit. That is not, yeah, the probability is that USDT is safer in a global crisis scenario, right, than crypto, because crypto probably is gonna take a hit first. Maybe it's gonna bounce like in the health crisis we had before, like crazy. But yeah, I think I will be more defensive a little bit, but I'm still bullish with crypto. But just because this scenario is more real than before, maybe I will risk a little bit. Okay, so let's go then for the 167. This will be 167 around here, up 16%. So this is less probable, but that will be a good what I think selling point, but not selling point, partial take profits region. And then the 155 is not a lot of liquidity, so it's not gonna change very radical the direction of the market. 155, but is where is the most higher liquidity right now, 155. And then I will go 146.5. That will be just 1.8% from the current price, right? And right now in hourly we have the RSI that start to go close to, is neutral going to overbought, sorry, 146.5. so this will be my scenarios, right? Look how brutal is the so this is what the market thinks, that the investors thinks, that the markets now can be high volatile, like plus 15%, minus 48% in Solana. What I think I'm gonna do is I'm gonna sell a little bit of Solanas for Bitcoins. Instead of going of selling Solana to have USDT, I think I'm gonna go to Bitcoin. A little bit, just to the risk in case of a crazy situation, right? And then I will sell in these positions right now for today. Maximum 16% up right now. But yeah, it's quite interesting how is the market right now. So for the following hours, and how the spot ETF they did. Ah no, we have to wait for tomorrow. Okay. For the liquidations, we have right now that can go down to 56,622 Bitcoin, and up, I think I can go to 61,300. You see, it's more or less what we were saying. 61,250, I think we were saying before, right? Let me check. 61,250, you see? And the 65 is taking energy, eh? I'm quite shocked with that, because even for the liquidation map, we don't have the 65. That's for sure. I'm quite curious why there are some investors, not investors, people that want to sell Bitcoin at 65. So maybe Tomako, you're right, and it's going to go to 65. I'm quite shocked for that. 500 Bitcoins is a lot of liquidity. So can go up for a bounce, and then we have the risk to go down again. Let me check. Okay, it's a little bit slow, but yeah, start to get hot the 65, eh? I think basically what needs is to break this point, that is the 58,600. Or the 59 maybe, but I have 58,800. In the sellers now are around the 59. So maybe if this can break, maybe we have the chance of 65. That will be so great. If we go into 65, it's 11% for Bitcoin. That would be... So yeah, this is what we were saying, right? So we have this range where the investors are thinking the market can go. What I start to open my mind is like how to distribute the investment capital. And when I'm saying the capital to invest, what I mean is like with all our wealth, the one we have in crypto, the one we have in fiat, how we can distribute the investments to be in the best scenario, whatever it happens. Whatever it happens, no, in this range, right? So in my case, if Bitcoin can handle 165, I'm happy because I have more crypto than fiat. But if we have a crash here, how I can do something to protect my positions or take profit, right? So one will be to have enough fiat and buy here. Another one will be to place a short here. The quantities, the leverage, that will be interesting compromise, right? But I'm start to think that that's the best strategy. How to make our money work in any scenario, right? So maybe we want to work a lot with this in the website, I think. Because of course you can put a trade with futures, up, down, whatever, but that is not gonna make big money. But if you place a short here and it's strong and the market is going down, you defending your spot positions, that can change your life. And the opposite also is true, no? For example, if it's going up, what we can do? So maybe we can de-risk a little bit from crypto, or meaning selling a little bit some tokens that we don't need. No, we don't need, no. That we already have profits to be more in fiat, or make a long. So bet that here is gonna go to the 65, right? But right now, I think the probabilities are super distributed, but I will go for longs in this region, in my opinion. I think it's the safest right now. So market 56 and 47,500. I think I will do that. And for Solana, what I'm considering is that if we have a pump, to sell a little bit, to swap Solanas for Bitcoins. I think I will do that. Okay, let's wrap up. I remind you all the links. So this is the website from Tencent Money. You have the links down below. And also we have the Twitter. Right now it's in Spanish, Spanglish is this one. So you can write in English if you want, but mainly it's in Spanish. This is the Twitter. And then if you want to use the website, you can open an account in Mexc or Bingx, and then just you have to put your UID here in the website. Okay, you can see in the website exactly all the conditions. So thank you very much to everyone. I wish you very good luck for the next days, because I think they're gonna be super volatile. Very good luck, and health, wealth and love. See you in the